All right, so someone asked for a video on even and odd, and so just really quick, an even function is symmetric to the y-axis, and an odd function is symmetric to the origin. And the test for this is you shove in an opposite x where the x used to be. So you're going to kind of replace it and see what happens. So if you look at this first one, if I take my variable and sub in the opposite of x, that doesn't look very good, and I'll try again here. All right, so if I put in the opposite of x to the fourth power plus 8, I have 4 negatives, so that would make a positive. So this is going to be x to the fourth plus 8 for an output. And if you notice, the output is the same as what the original function was. So if it's the same, then we know that it's an even function, which means it's going to be symmetric to the y-axis. Okay, I can do the same test here. So if I sub in the opposite of x plus 2 for this function, I get this. It's not the same as this, and it's also not the opposite, because the opposite would be the opposite of x and a -2 or a -2, and that's not what this is. So this is neither. And the last one, example here, I have this one, so I'm going to sub in. So when I sub in, I get the opposite of x to the third power, then -3 times the opposite of x. So I'm just subbing in opposite of x there, opposite of x there. 3 negatives, this is going to end up being negative, and a negative times a negative is a positive. So the output, when I sub in the opposite of x, is this, and if I compare, they are not the same, but they are opposites. This becomes negative over here, and this becomes positive. So they are opposites, and so when that happens, when it's the opposite, then you know that it's an odd function. And so this is going to have rotational symmetry around the origin. So again, this one's easy to remember because it's opposite, odd, and symmetric around the origin. All those O's go together. This one, when it's the same, they're even. Obviously, you're either odd or even, or you're neither in this case. All right. So as far as even and odd functions, hopefully that helps you out.